Good afternoon and welcome. Beautiful day in the Valley. And how about a trip inside GCU Arena where we treat you with a little matinee, a double feature, if you will, as the Lopes look to follow up last night's blockbuster offense, beating the Flames 121-62 with a repeat performance over Bethesda this afternoon. How about a Westerner, too? Although it's a limited crowd capacity inside GCU Arena, the Havocs, one of the best student fan sections in the United States, although limited capacity, is celebrating the Wild Wild West today. I'm Kate Longworth. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 10 Extra for the Lopes pregame show driven by Nissan. And conference play, it has begun, but due to some scheduling conflicts with COVID-19, we've got used to saying that, right? The Lopes taking a timeout from conference action, but still hitting the court today with Bethesda in town for that back-to-back scheduling feature that we will see throughout conference play. And what a supporting cast the Lopes had on display last night with 6 players scoring in double digits. That's the first time that's happened in the past 3 years. And they also went on to shoot 70% as a team, shattering a Division I record. So last night against Bethesda, 121 points for the win. Back in 2015, that's when they set their old record with 104 points in an overtime loss. And then you'll remember in 2020 at Cal Baptist, they had 103 points in their win. And in 2017, it was a victory over Morgan State with 100 points. So how will they perform tonight? Well, let's bring in our top-tier talent to get the scoop. Barry Buttel, Scott Williams joining us now. And guys, it was not only fun to just be back here calling the action after a month layoff, but wow, what a performance the Lopes put on last night.
Yeah, everybody contributed, as just about everybody on the bench got some playing time. Had to be a lot of fun to play. Had to instill a little bit of confidence, and it also got the team back on the court, which is the most important thing.
Yeah, it was the Bethesda Flames that ran into a flamethrower last night. This GCU Lopes team was hot right from the very start, scored 10 points in the first 73 seconds of that ball game, which really set the tone how that they were going to pressure, rebound, cause some trouble on havocs on defense, and then get out and run. They lit that scoreboard up right from the very start. 67 points in the first half, which shot 77% for the half.
It was truly a dunk show. It was one after the other, a highlight. Sean Miller-Moore provided a lot of it, as well as Oscar Freya.
Yeah, can we rename this month January? Because that's what this Lopes team did last night. They did the high handoff constantly, running back picks for their shooters, getting out in transition. These guys were just throwing them down. When the guards weren't doing it, the big guys were having their way inside as well. Mid-guard Laver did a fantastic job punishing these guys all night long around the basket.
But how about it as you enter a back-to-back scenario here this afternoon against Bethesda, and you look to your starters and you say, well, how are they going to respond after playing? Well, look at the minutes, only 18, 15, 13, 19, and 20.
Yeah, they got a lot of rest yesterday, which was good to see, but they made the most of the opportunities in this game, which what you wanted to see is that to go out there and approach it like a regular season conference game, and that's the energy that they brought to the floor. They got their work done early and took the rest of the night off.
One guy came off the bench was Sean Miller-Moore. The zero coming up with 19 points, a career high.
Yeah, he was fantastic, aggressive right away. We talked about him filling the lane, getting out, using those wheels, taking his opportunities. When that ball was swung to him, he really attacked the basket. Look for Miller-Moore to have a really strong conference season.
Another guy that's been shooting pretty lights out when he gets some playing time is Chance McMillan.
Chance McMillan, I like this young kid right here. He's got really good feet on the ball defense. He's always got his head up, looking down the floor, getting his teammates involved, not afraid to call his own number as well on the offensive end. I mean, I think Coach Bryce Drew and his team got a real stud in this kid.
So the Lopes, no doubt, we'll see a lot of those faces again here this afternoon against Bethesda. Coming up, a little undermanned. Another guy goes down last night with that arm injury, Hatcher. But Steve Wooten, man, he put in 39 points in 38 minutes last night. Incredible.
Yeah, he looked like Michael Jordan out there wearing that number 23 jersey. Threw in 7 3-point shots from behind the arc. He's really good. First step confused the Lopes defenders a lot off the dribble drive. draw contact, got to the line, knocked out his free throws. He had 11 boards there. Not to only mention, he dished out 5 assists. I love that one from there. I don't even know. You got to put some sort of a tail of the tape on that. That must have been from 35 feet out.
That was incredible. We're probably going to see maybe some coaching implemented here, maybe some different looks, some things that the staff maybe wants to take a look at, different sets, I would imagine.
Oh, most definitely. I think they'll try some things, maybe in their zone defense, maybe a little four-court pressure to start this basketball game. But look for Coach Drew to really empty his bench early in this basketball game, get some of those guys that don't get an opportunity to play as much, some heavy minutes tonight.
All right, that sets the scene from up here. Kate, will send it back downstairs to you.
Well, guys, speaking of that, last night I loved in the game when Ethan Spry got his nod, got to head out onto the court. The fans, the limited fans in here, they were screaming and shouting. And then when he hit an incredible 3 towards the end of the game, the entire bench, which is really the starting 5 and supporting cast, erupted, so excited for their teammate. I just love to see those moments like that because, like as you said, Coach Drew's still trying to implement things. These games do matter to the Lopes. But Scott, just from overall chemistry feel, what does that mean for a team when you see them cheering on and supporting each other, all the way down the line?
It's the Drew effect. I mean, he has really put his imprint right on this team, and they really believe in their coach, their play for them, one another. It's really fun to watch the guys that are normally out there playing now on the bench cheering on the guys that are cheering them on. So, I mean, 1 through 15, these guys have a lot of love for one another. That's so important to the overall chemistry and how a team's going to perform on a nightly basis.
And a theme is imprinted on Casey Shaw on a shirt that he was wearing in the pregame warm-ups. It said joy. He wants his team to have fun, and he wants to bring joy to the court with his team. It's all about culture. It's all about a winning culture here at GCU.
I love that. All we need is a little joy. And hey, guys, why don't you just Lambo leap your way over to the broadcast booth and we'll get ready for game time. Tip-off for basketball here. All right. When we come back with the Lopes pregame show driven by Nissan, we will see what's going on behind the scenes for GCU. Why? Well, that's because we've got the Lopes Insider coming to our set right after this.
University, a Christian university, is one of the largest and fastest growing universities in the country. GCU offers 270 dynamic academic programs with modern apartment-style living, classrooms, labs, restaurants, and more. Located in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, GCU's vibrant community and expansive campus is ranked top 20 for best college campuses in America. My university integrates the free market system with a welcoming Christian worldview perspective into its academic programs and throughout campus life, so you can put your faith into action and help transform communities. GCU campus students received over $157 million in scholarships in 2020, and many students attend GCU for less than the cost of a state university. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you qualify for. Admissible high school seniors can schedule a free visit from anywhere in the country. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer.
We welcome you back to a matinee of college basketball, and it's a Western theme tonight, today rather. Inside, as it's the Wild Wild West inside GCU Arena, as the Lopes get set to take on the Bethesda Flames in this back-to-back action after setting a Division I scoring record last night. We'll see what they have in store for us today. Meanwhile, Kate Longworth welcoming you back to the set as we are joined now by the Lopes Insider, Paul Coro, and you're a busy guy, even during a pandemic, because you were in Houston this week for the big news about the WAC expansion. Take me through that, how that all just evolved and what it means specifically for GCU with the addition of these 5 new members.
Yeah, it's a great thing for the conference, but also a great thing for GCU to add these 5 schools. The top 4 there on the list are all the top 4 Southern Conference teams. They would finish in the top 4 of the Commissioner's Cup year after year, and they've established themselves as good programs across the board, but specifically in basketball, they're going to raise the RPI of teams in the conference on the men's and the women's side. And it'll create some divisionals travel that'll be better for all sports to keep travel shorter and closer, but also they're in growth areas where enrollment's growing, populations are growing, they're near big markets, so it's going to expand exposure, coverage, television chances.
Yeah, those 4 Texas teams and obviously another school in Utah. And so as you talk about these states, they are ready to, I think, the population suggests they're going to be diving into the economy, giving back to sports, but also it's just raising the profile across the board. Obviously, this is great for the basketball brand. It brings football back for those participating schools in the WAC. But what's it do for the other sports teams here on the GCU campus now that they have this notoriety nationwide?
Right. Yeah, it's an obvious boost to basketball because of programs like Stephen of Austin that's in the top 40 on women right now, and they've been won tournament games on the men's side, but in other sports across the board, they're strong. You take a sport like baseball, suddenly the WAC could become a conference that sends multiple teams to the tournament, which is getting to a 2-bid league is just one of those things because you don't want to have to depend every year on being hot in the tournament.
Right.
We've seen GCU baseball be the strongest team throughout the season, and then things go wrong one game on a tournament, and it changes the path. And so this will strengthen those sports across the board: volleyball, softball, several sports.
Future is bright for sure for the WAC play and for GCU athletics. And how about WAC conference play starting for GCU? Obviously taking a brief time out this weekend, but when you go back last weekend to their outings at Tarleton, to come back with 2 conference victories in those back-to-back situations on the road, what stands out to you on the Lopes in that action?
Just the way they closed out those games. Those were tight games on the road on back-to-back nights. Tarleton's trying to make a big splash in their WAC debut. And so for GCU, with limited preparation over the holiday break, to find their sharpness again in key moments. And they've been in a lot of close games. They've played the Colorados, the ASUs, the San Franciscos, the Nevadas. So those close moments down the stretch didn't waver them at all. And they handled them, closed out those 2 wins. Anytime you can get road wins in the conference, it's huge. And now they get to go back on the road next week before they can even get to start WAC home play because they'll be at Dixie State.
And speaking of that crazy scheduling that we're hearing from COVID-19, New Mexico State playing here, and so all of a sudden the women's team, Molly Miller's team, going up against New Mexico State in an away game in their home arena. It gets a little crazy, but Molly Miller's team comes in, her first year with the Lopes. They come into conference play with 8 victories. They did fall short to New Mexico State, but they have a chance to amend for that tonight against New Mexico State in that back-to-back. But what have you seen so far from this squad?
It's really amazing how much Molly Miller and her staff have already instilled the style that they want to play with players who played a 180-degree different style last year. Now they're playing this up-tempo, full-court pressure system, and they've really bought into it. They lead the nation in opponent turnovers, and they were doing it again yesterday. They created 25 turnovers from New Mexico State, and they're 8-2. And the 2 losses they've had, they both had a shot at the regulation buzzer to win them. So they're really 2 shots away from being 10-0 this season.
Absolutely impressive. And real quick, Paul, before you go, some sad news for the GCU community as well as all sports here in the Valley with the passing of Paul Westphal. I know with your experience covering the Suns for over a decade, what was Westy like? What was it like to be around him and the legend he leaves in his place?
Yeah, I was around him more after he left Phoenix and was coaching elsewhere in the NBA, but he was so good to me, and then you just learned that's how he was with everybody. He's a basketball legend, but he's a better person for how he treats everybody, his faith, his values, his family's incredible, and I think that's the legacy he leaves, just about how great of a person he was to all, and caring and just genuine. And he kept an attachment to GCU from coaching the national championship team, and we saw him sitting courtside putting on a Havocs t-shirt for games, and he was here for the Colangelo Museum dedication. So he's a great loss, and for us Phoenicians, it's really touching to lose him.
Thank you so much for spending some time remembering a great person here, a friend to many. Thoughts with his family, and we can still feel him in this building. Like we said, he was a Havoc one day when he came out here, and the Havocs are in full force as much as they can be with safety protocols in place. We'll keep the show going right after this quick break.
What time you watched it?
Getting ready to trade it in. What are you doing?
Just a little shopping. Wait, a new truck. Don't you think I should be involved?
Of course. We'll head over to Sanderson Ford as soon as I'm done.
I don't have time today. Hope we're going with 4 doors this time.
Ooh, of course. I know exactly what I want. I mean, we want. A lightning blue Ford F-150 Super Crew with EcoBoost.
All done.
Shop from home, buy from home, we deliver. From the dealer you can trust, Sanderson Ford.
How does a chicken sandwich become a Whataburger spicy chicken sandwich? Is it by slathering it in a fiery sauce or adding some crazy hot toppings? Nah. If the chicken in a chicken sandwich wants to be spicy, it has to come from the inside. By marinating it in spices, frying it up, then cooling it off with fresh veggies, all on a new brioche bun. Good thing flavor can come from within. Good thing there's the new limited-time spicy chicken sandwich at Whataburger.
Welcome back to the Lopes pregame show, driven by Nissan. And before he even suited up in the Lopes uniform, Gabe Mclaughlin was familiar with GCU Arena when he led the Basha State high school team to a state championship several years ago, back in 2017. And now he's in the Lopes uniform, making a difference both on and off the court, as our Lopes insider, Paul Coro, sat down with the redshirt sophomore.
Inside, Gabe Mclaughlin. Down to McLaughlin. Looks to move and muscle his way in.
Now that's just some hard work down there.
All right, you're sort of continuing a family legacy here. Your mother worked here for a long time, still works here. Your brother played soccer here. How well did you feel like you knew GCU before you even set foot as a student here?
No, yeah, definitely. I felt like I knew it pretty well. I mean, I'd always come up to GCU and I'd visit the soccer games, watch my brother play, visit my mom's work. But one thing I did know is always changing. So no matter how much I knew at that moment, like, it was constantly changing. So still stuff I didn't know.
Even though it was because you were rehabbing and everything after transferring here, was it nice for you to be a student mostly for a year and be away from the limelight of the games?
It was. It gave me a new perspective. It gave me a new sense of purpose of like what my purpose was in life. Kind of took my identity from being in basketball and like kind of, you know, pushed me to my limits to find something else. And I mean, that's when I found my faith and God really spoke to me in that moment, and Christianity became my identity. So it was a good time away from basketball, but I mean, still was with it because, of course, I have to go to practice, just wasn't actually in the game.
And on that side of it, how hard was it to be away from basketball for that long for the first time in your life?
Mm-hmm. It was difficult. Definitely one of the hardest things I've had to go through, just because you know, you're used to being out there and being able to go hard, you know, bring some energy, like pick the team up if they need it, but your actions can't do that, and then your words can't do that because you don't want to sound like another coach, another pest on the sideline. So it's just you have to take a step back and really just, you know, kind of let it go, because you can't have too much control over it. And that was one of the things that was like, I can't control anything, so it was just hard. But I mean, those struggles definitely turned into, you know, success stories at the end. I mean, just learning, and it's the main thing.
Did you ever realize that you would have that faith component match up so well with a coaching staff that emphasizes that in a program?
I honestly didn't think so at first when GCU first, when I first came to GCU, but I felt such an at peace thing, and that's kind of what I stuck with. It was like, there's no need for me to like even worry. Like I feel like God has perfect hands in this, and I mean, obviously He delivered. I mean, He always does, and Coach Drew and the rest of the coaching staff were there, and I mean, it's like a perfect fit, and I feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And that was kind of the coolest thing, is like, even at the beginning of it, it was like, I'm so at peace with what's going on. Unsure, but I know God's got it, and I trust it.
Gabe bringing that joy to the court. As you could see, a great leader for his teammates, whether he's on the basketball court playing or on the bench cheering them on. All right, when we come back with the Lopes pregame show driven by Nissan, we go one-on-one with head coach Bryce Drew to see how the team is doing so far with these games into 2021. We'll be right back.
Personal injury attorney James Bergener. Accidents can happen. If something happens to you or your family, call me. My firm and I will take you by the hand and guide you through everything. You see, personal injuries are just that. They're personal. You're not a number. You're more than just a name. This is your life. At my firm, each case is professionally and personally tailored to you. So if you've been injured, I've got your back. Call me now for a free consultation.
From reimagining the way you work to reassessing what you need, you've changed the way you do business. And now, so have we. With no annual contracts and flexible internet and voice solutions, you'll have what you need to get back to business. Rethink, reconnect, reimagine. Switch to Cox Business today.
Welcome back. The Lopes taking a brief timeout from WAC play to play Bethesda. Back-to-back action this weekend. That's what you'll be seeing in just a few moments. But next week, it's back at Dixie State for that back-to-back type schedule on 22nd and 23rd. And then right here at home on the 29th and 30th, you'll find all the action on Fox 10 Extra when New Mexico State is in the house. Now we send things over to Barry Boutel, who caught up with Coach Drew earlier this afternoon.
Thanks, Kate. Coach, last night it was a scoring barrage, 121 points against Bethesda, a new D1 mark. It looked like your team was having a lot of fun last night.
You know, we really shared the ball very well. You know, we had 31 assists, which is excellent from a coaching standpoint. You want to be able to share the ball and not make it one-on-one basketball. And we shot the ball well. We have not shot it well this year. We made 13 threes. And that's something our coaching staff has been waiting to see. We've shot it well in practice, but it hasn't carried over to games yet. So it was really nice to see it carry over last night.
Yeah, 70% shooting. That was remarkable, as it looked like a lot of shots were going in. When the margin opens up that wide, is it hard as a staff to kind of keep your team focused and disciplined?
You know, we haven't had many games this year. You know, we've only had 3 games in the last 24 days. And so this year, even more so than others, I think guys are really excited to be on the court and play games. And I could feel that excitement, you know, that they had throughout the 40 minutes. And these back-to-back games are challenging just from not only a physical standpoint, but also an emotional standpoint. So it'll be a great challenge for our guys today, because we'll have to do this throughout the rest of our conference schedule to see if they can, with a quick turnaround, play with the same intensity and same emotion that they did last night.
Yeah, that's the reason why Bethesda came in, to fill that void with the back-to-back. And one guy to talk about right off the bat is Alessandro Laver. 19 points in some 19 minutes last night. He certainly responded, and just about every shot went in.
He was so good, especially at the start of the game. You know, he once he got that first jump hook to go and made a 3, he just seemed like he had a great rhythm. And I don't think his shots even hit the rim too much. They were pretty much straight through. And you love it when he's successful, because he works so hard. He's in the gym all the time working on his game. And usually there's a correlation. When you're in the gym working on your game a lot, usually it comes out in the games, which it did for Ali.
Little lesson for all the youngsters out there that, yeah, do it in the gym before you bring it out into game action. Another guy that's been pouring it on, coming off of those WAC weekly honors, Ashbourne Midgard. 20 minutes of play, had 17 points, 5 for 5 from the line.
You know, he's been so good, and he continues to improve and get better. Again, what we've enjoyed is that he shares the basketball. You know, when you throw it inside to him, he doesn't shoot it every time. He takes the right shot, and if they bring 2 or 3 guys around him, he'll throw it outside to an open shooter. So when we can get him touches, our offense definitely flows a lot better.
A guy that came off the bench and certainly has shined here, and we've seen a lot of glimpses of his game here as of late, is Sean Miller-Moore. 19 points, a career high for him, 8 for 8 from the field. What did you see from the youngster?
You know, Sean has not played a lot of college basketball. He came 2 years from junior college, and last year at Oregon State did not get a lot of minutes. So he's still trying to figure out, you know, his college game, fitting in, you know, with our team. And I thought last night was a great step up for him. He's extremely athletic in the open floor, and for him to be able to get to the rim and finish, you know, hopefully this will give him confidence, something that he can do throughout the rest of the season with his speed and athleticism, get us some easy baskets in transition.
And you were able to go to your bench, and we saw some guys that maybe we haven't seen play extended minutes. And one of those guys, too, is Rashad Smith. He came into the game and played very well.
Played extremely well. He's had some really good practices, and when guys practice well, again, usually it carries over into games. He's one of our better shooters when we do all our shooting drills. But what we enjoyed about Rashad last night is he really made good decisions. He moved the ball, he took open shots, and there was just a really good flow with him in the game. So hopefully today, you know, he'll have an opportunity to even expand and play even better tonight.
13 points in some 15 minutes for Rashad Smith. When you have a game like this, and it seemed like there was a ton of energy on the bench, a lot of guys get into play. Ethan Spry came in and hit a big 3. Everybody's up off their feet, off of their seats and rallying around everybody on this team. It's got to be a big confidence booster for this entire team to see some minutes.
You know, we were talking as a staff, and usually you have some games, you know, early in the year. We're talking like November in a regular season where everyone gets some minutes and you get a chance to see everybody play. we're in the middle of January, and some guys, this is the first time they've really got it extended minutes. And so it's really important that guys who practice hard, be able to get in the game and be able to play and hopefully get confidence. So then when their number's called, in the middle of conference game, they feel confident they've been out there and had an opportunity to play.
So how do you approach this? Will we see the likes of a full bench again today? Do you go back to your starters? They didn't play a ton of minutes, 19, 20 minutes of play for your starting five. How are you going to approach this game this afternoon?
We'll treat it just like we did last night. It's a back-to-back. It's a different challenge. We found that out at Tarleton, that, the game usually presents itself a little bit different in that second day. So, we're going to come out with, try to be aggressive, try to force tempo. And, I think a big thing is, emotionally, can our guys do 80 minutes of a game emotionally as well as physically with a 19-hour break in between? So we have to get used to it. This is another opportunity for us to grow today.
All right, good luck this afternoon.
Thank you.
All right, head coach Bryce Drew, we'll send it back over to you, Kate.
Thank you, guys. And the table is set. It's almost time for the main course. We're talking GCU basketball coming your way here against Bethesda Flames. We'll keep the Lopes pregame show going right after this quick break.
It's time to get away. It's time to escape. It's a new day to play. Your retreat awaits at Talking Stick Resort. Indulge your appetite for excitement with our thrilling table games, our electrifying slots, our outstanding restaurants, and our exceptional accommodations. It's all waiting for you. It's a new day to play at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
Well, after an expansion this week, the WAC is hoping to be one of the wild conferences of the West, and carrying that theme over today. The Havocs band cheer team, all a little bit limited in size here. Safety on the minds, forefront minds of everyone here inside GCU Arena. But the Havocs, they're still making some noise with their Wild West theme. And we can't wait to see how it all plays out on the court. The Lopes are taking a break from WAC action due to a scheduling change with Chicago State in the COVID era. However, other teams are still in action conference play. UT Rio Grande Valley defeated Dixie State 82-49 at home. Dixie State is next week's opponent for GCU. Meanwhile, Utah Valley defeated Seattle 93-92 in overtime on the road, and Cal Baptist took care of Tarleton 83-74 at home. All of those teams once again in action today with that back-to-back format we are now seeing in WAC conference play, and so that the Lopes would be prepared for that back-to-back action. We're seeing Bethesda here in the house at GCU Arena once again. As you've heard, Coach Drew said that he really wants to see how his team responds. Less than 20 hours off since they were here last night. GCU setting a Division I school record with 121 points. How do they respond today? Well, only time will tell, but luckily you don't have to wait too long. That's right. Barry Patel, Scott Williams, they're on their way with the call. And we're going to have some fun today. Will it be a shootout? After all, it is a Wild Wild West theme. We'll find out in just a moment as game time begins here on Fox 10 Extra.
What time you watched it?
Getting ready to trade it in. What are you doing?
Just a little shopping. Wait, a new truck. Don't you think I should be involved?
Of course. We'll head over to Sanderson Ford as soon as I'm done.
I don't have time today. Hope we're going with 4 doors this time.
Ooh, of course. I know exactly what I want. I mean, we want. A lightning blue Ford F-150 Super Crew with EcoBoost.
All done.
Shop from home, buy from home, we deliver. From the dealer you can trust, Sanderson Ford.
When I think back on graduation day, it's such a special moment, walking across the stage, hearing your name called. I think I would really regret not walking. I think being able to finish out a long college experience with an awesome moment like graduation is really special.
If I hadn't decided to walk that day, I think I'd regret not having that sense of closure and accomplishment for that huge chapter in my life.
My name's Noah and I graduated in 2015.
My name is Lauren and I graduated in 2016.
Herff Jones, by your side.
Live from the heart and soul of Phoenix, welcome to the campus of Grand Canyon University and to GCU Arena, where Talking Stick Resort presents the Lopes and the Bethesda Flames. Good afternoon and welcome to GCU basketball. Alongside three-time NBA champion Scott Williams, I'm Barry Butel. Kate Longworth will be along in just a moment. Well, last night, it was an onslaught of 121 points, a new D1 scoring mark for GCU basketball against these same Flames.
Yeah, they brought their 6 shooters to the arena here on this Western night tonight. And everybody was hitting their targets. 77% shooting in that first half. I mean, they did it inside, they did it outside. Not much to say except they had some fun.
They did have some fun. Coming off the bench, how about Sean Miller-Moore? 19 points, a career high.
I really like the way this kid came off that bench with a lot of energy. I mean, being a senior, coming in here from a Power 5 conference, he attacked the rack, he used his wheels, got out in transition for some easy scores, played some solid defense. Not to say that the starters needed a lift, but he was ready there to provide one.
8 of 8 from the field. Bethesda comes in undermanned, no doubt, and they also have a player that was injured last night, so their bench is even shorter. But, man, one player we have got to mention is Steve Wooten, 39 points.
Steve Wooten was really fun to watch. I didn't know anything about this kid kind of coming in. We kind of watched him shoot the ball from the outside. They didn't make a whole lot of three-point shots in the warm-ups, but this kid came out, knocked down 7 three-point shots. When they closed out him too fast, he was able to put the ball on the floor, drive to the basket, and lay the ball on the hoop or get fouled and get to the free throw line. He also dished out 5 assists, went for 38 minutes. So we'll see what kind of energy he's got left for this one.
39 points, 11 rebounds for Steve Wooten. We'll see how he responds for the Flames this afternoon. Time to send it down to the public address announcer, Paul DeNuser, with our opening prayer.
This afternoon's men's basketball matchup between the Flames of Bethesda University and your Grand Canyon University Antelopes. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you all please rise if you are able. Gentlemen, please remove your caps as we begin this afternoon's competition with the word of prayer. Today's prayer is led by Josh Gillespie, a junior majoring in business, finance, and economics, and the president of the Havocs.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this day that you've given us. We're grateful for the many blessings that you have bestowed upon us today, Lord. We pray for the safety of the athletes and the officials and the coaches. And we pray that everything that is done today is done for your honor and your glory. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Josh.
So the Bethesda Flames come in from the National Christian College Athletic Association. Their head coach is Leo Balian. Here is Leo's starting 5, brought to you by Talking Stick Resort.
At forward, a 6'5" junior, number 4, Reggie Smith.
Justin Clark, Adrian Adgers, London Benford, Reggie Smith, and Steve Wooten.
Yeah, we're going to keep our eye on Clark. The 6'5" junior was fantastic like last night where Wooten left off. Clark really took it off. He had 5 three-point shots for 15 points, and he played 40 minutes in that game tonight. So much like Wooten, he's got some heavy miles on his legs. Going to have to try to find that extra set of oxygen, I think, on that bench there for the two of those guys.
Let's introduce you to GCU. Talking Stick Resort presents the starting five for GCU. Javon Blackshirt Jr., Mikey Dixon, Oscar Freyer, Alessandro Labor, and Ashbjorn Midgard.
Yeah, let's keep our eye on Labor. He was fantastic. He moved in fourth all-time scoring in GCU history last night. He's 45 points behind the third place on that list as well. He came out strong. He made his first 8 field goals in the basketball game. Good for him to get to a fast start again here this afternoon.
Head coach Bryce Drew in his first season at the helm, 7-3 overall, looking to win their 4th straight game. The assistant coaches are Jamal Walker, Ed Schilling, Casey Shaw. Director of Player Development is Ryan Lightfoot. Director of Recruiting is AC Moikobu. Director of Video Operations is Peyton Prudhomme. Strength and Conditioning Coach is Jordan Jackson. And the Athletic Trainer is Jordy Hackett. Time now for our Sanderson Ford 3 Keys to the Game. Presented by Sanderson Ford. The best play in a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford.
Yeah, here we are 20 hours later. Lather, rinse, repeat. Do the same thing you did last night. Rebound the basketball and run for easy buckets and then respect the game. You beat a team by 60 points. You got to come out here the next night, respect the game, bring that same level of energy that you had the previous evening, and then we are family. This team absolutely loves playing for Coach Bryce Drew. He has already put his stamp on this program. He has created a culture here. Don't do anything to disrupt that tonight. Play with that same love for one another. Share the basketball. Everybody have some fun like they did last night.
No doubt. Great atmosphere here, and despite the limited attendance, the Havocs are in the arena. Cheer and band. So glad you joined us. The officials are Ruben Ramos, Randy Richardson, and Kevin Virginello. We're underway. Freyer. Blackshirt. Back over to Midgard.
Working hard to try to post Labor, one of the bigs down low.
Up to Midgard, easy bucket.
Really good ball movement, spacing. The bigs were working extremely hard to get a good position down low, and finally found a pass over the top to Midgard. He just turned and flipped it right over the front of the rim.
Benford, far side, over to Clark. Clark inside, turn around, Reggie Smith. Good.
Well, it looks like the Lobes have come out and a different type of a defense here. They're kind of pressing across the top, kind of an extended 1-3-1 zone defense. But they found a soft spot in the middle. The Flames were able to score on their opening possession.
Freyer over to Mikey Dixon, now near side to Blackshirt.
Turnover that time by Mikey Dixon. When you're throwing that ball into the post, you got to throw it up high towards the corner of the backboard. Make sure the big guys, the only one that has the opportunity to get the ball.
This shot attempt picked up, Midgard up to Blackshirt, quickly up the court. Dixon looked inside, going to push it back out to Blackshirt. Midgard, far side, Freyer. Freyer into Labor. Labor all the way over to Blackshirt. Off the rim, rebound, Benford.
Give Justin Clark a lot of credit. He was down there battling the big 270-pound Midgard. Wouldn't let him have anything easy.
Far side, Adgers, long distance shot off the mark.
I'm not so sure Midgard didn't get a fingertip on that one.
Freyer, long distance, off the mark.
Oscar Freyer celebrated his birthday last night with a big victory. Got himself one heck of a jam last night as well. A birthday, Ethan Spry got a birthday today. He's turning 20 years old.
Freyer called for the foul.
One thing I was real impressed with last night, between Freyer and Midgard and Labor, really had those guys focused on coming out here and play. You look at a team like the Flames and you're getting beat by 43 points a game on average. It's easy to relax, but they didn't let their ball club do that.
Both teams off a little bit on the shooting early on here. Blackshear looking to move on Benford. Kicks it out to Dixon. Drives baseline over to Frayer looking for three. Good.
He's really worked on that outside stroke. Knocked forward three-point shots down in the game against Tarleton. Look at it. He's at the point of attack here on this 1-3-1 trapping zone defense. They got him locked up on the sideline. He can shoot it.
Oh, he can indeed.
Wooten loves the long three.
Wow.
He must just like put 4 or 5 basketballs out there 40 feet from the basket and just concentrate on knocking down different shots.
Talk about knocking them down. Frayer back to back.
Is that Frayer again from downtown? I'll tell you what, this kid's really got a confident stroke right now.
Bounce away. Clark wanted a foul call.
Yeah, I think he could have got what looked like Laver got a piece of the wrist.
Kicked out Frayer. How about it?
I was going to say 3 in a row, 3 trips in a row. That would be something. They're looking for him, though. And that's a great thing about Blackshear. He finds a hot guy, whether it's one of his bigs or that time on Frayer. He said, go ahead, my friend. Get you another 3.
Adgers backs up. Midguard in his face. Smith, long 3. Almost went in off the glass. Blackshear brings it up. Just underway in Phoenix.
A little too much that time by Clark. He's trying to battle. I mean, he's given up 7 inches down there at about 40 pounds. And look at this one here by Frayer. That's just nice spacing to the floor. He likes that corner 3-point shot. And Justin Clark, he picks up. They can't foul out too many guys in this game. They only got 7.
Dixon brings it to the paint, loses his footing.
He slipped maybe a wet spot or something in that on that free throw line. He went down like a ton of bricks.
Dealing with that mask. Frayer inside the midguard, over the top. Kicks it out. Dixon, long distance, off the mark. Big rebound, pushed out by Laver to Blackshear. Laver wants 3. Foul call, but he's called for traveling.
I didn't see that one.
No.
Rob Laver of a 3-point shot. Coach Drew's a little bit trying to figure out what happened. Gonna take a look at it again. Maybe he slid his pivot foot. Way they let these pro guys move their feet around that 3-point line. It's kind of weird to see a call like that. There's Wooten from long again.
Oh my goodness.
You know, I thought this kid might be tired. Having gone 38 minutes last night, his outside shot wouldn't be available for him. But here in the first 5 minutes, he's already knocked 2 down from where Steph Curry would shoot it from.
Midguard muscling his way underneath.
You know, everyone looks at Midguard, 270 pounds. But he's got good footwork down there as well around the basket. 4 points, 4 boards already in this game for Midguard. We hadn't even played full 5 minutes.
Stepped out of bounds, Adgers, as he was swarmed by a sea of Lopes. Time out on the floor. 2-point lead by GCU early on.
It's time to get away. It's time to escape. It's a new day to play. Your retreat awaits at Talking Stick Resort. Indulge your appetite for excitement with our thrilling table games, our electrifying slots, our outstanding restaurants, and our exceptional accommodations. It's all waiting for you. It's a new day to play at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
We made USAA Insurance for members like Kate, a former Army medic made of the flexibility to handle whatever Monday has in store and tackle 4 things at once. So when her car got hit, she didn't worry. She simply filed a claim on her USAA app and said,
I've got this.
USAA Insurance is made the way Kate needs it. Easy. She can even pick her payment plan, so it's easy on her budget and her life. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
GCU basketball is brought to you in part by Sanderson Ford. The best play on a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford. By Herff Jones, by your side. By Community Tire Pros, serving Arizona since 1945. And by Talking Stick Resort. Play in style. Beautiful day in Phoenix, Arizona. The campus of Grand Canyon University, the Back-to-back games against Bethesda. We'll send it down to Kate Longworth.
Well, guys, it was probably a scenic drive from Anaheim, California to Phoenix, Arizona, right? Well, normally, as you know, college basketball teams will travel, if not by commercial air, then by bus. Well, since Bethesda Flames did send a limited squad, only 8 players with their whole traveling team, they just got in 2 vans and drove here. As for the drivers, it was a couple assistant coaches that made the trip out here. And I'm sure they all could have fit in a minivan, but basketball players and those long legs, let's go for 2, right?
That's right. Yeah, when I was in the D-League coaching in Boise, Idaho for the Idaho Stampede, we used to get vans and drive from LAX to Bakersfield. And I had to drive the van. Got about 4 or 5 players crashed in the back.
Inside of Midgard, off the glass.
Well, nice job. Good entry pass that time by Blackshear. He slips it down into Midgard. He kind of catches that one just about at his kneecap, and in one motion catch, and then right up with the bucket.
Clark lost the handle on it, threw it back in, and turned the ball over. Inside of Midgard. How can they stop it? But McLaughlin puts it home for good.
Oh, I tell you, they go to double team off of McLaughlin's guy. He's so smart. He goes right to the basket as the shot's up, catches it perfectly and the timing, and slams it home. He was one of the only guys that played last night that didn't score. So he gets in the scoring column as soon as he gets off the bench tonight. There, Gabe, one more time. His guy went to the double team, but look at him just time it up perfectly, and like an Energizer bunny, this guy, when he comes in off the bench. He's giving the coaching staff some good minutes. Double figures in points and in rebounds in the 2 games out in Texas and Tarleton.
We'll hear more from Gabe at halftime. The sit-down he did with Lopes insider Paul Coro.
Yeah, good young man. I mean, he was not playing last season, rehabbing that injury. When I go to practice, I had a lot of opportunity to talk to him on the sidelines, and he just kind of squares his shoulders and looks you in the eye. You always kind of impressed with how he carries himself, both on the floor playing and off. Oh, a little too strong that time by Miller Moore. Yes. He threw a 2-hand overhead pass about 90 miles per hour. Midgard could just enjoy the breeze as it went by.
Yeah, he wants to maintain his fingertips. Lopes had 4 assists on 6 field goals. 31 assists last night. Big mark for GCU. He set a couple last night.
That's huge.
Big win.
Yeah, 40 plus rebounds, the 30 assists you talked about. I mean, just the dominance in the painted area, points in the paint, field goal percentage. Defensively, they were solid, especially to start both halves. I thought they did a good job. I mean, now I'm going to call them Baylor BU. Bethesda, they made some outside shots early in that basketball game, but a lot of them were either from super long range, where we've seen Wooten shoot a few from tonight, or they were contested threes. They made 10 threes in that first half, but they got nothing inside. And as a coaching staff, that's what you want to see.
Jaden Stone's in for Midgard. Jump ball. Possession arrow was for Bethesda. Picked off the loose ball. Blackshear, he stops and fouled by Clark.
That's such a crafty move by those little point guards. I always used to hate it when they would do that to the big guy. All I'm supposed to do is try to bust it back as fast as I can to get back on defense, and then they just put the brakes on, get right in front of you, put the brakes on, you run into them, and the officials whistle you for the foul. I always used to think that was a little bit of a dirty play. I should have to be able to run a certain path, or anybody for that matter, without somebody cutting in front of me and then stopping.
That's 2 on Clark. Blackshear with a sweet move to his right, rings around and in.
He's just getting craftier and craftier offensively. From a year ago to today, he's just made leaps and bounds of improvement, not only with that type of move, but also the confidence in his outside shot as well.
Smith looking to drive baseline. The loose ball picked up by Andrews and a foul underneath.
I think they got him for a travel first, Barry. He got swarmed by a sea of gray shirts down there underneath. Look at Blackshear again, getting down there to that baseline, putting so much pressure on the defense, getting that ball below the free throw line. Guys got to come over and help, and now he's able to have some body control, figure out where the defense is coming from, where the escape angle is, so it doesn't charge into anybody or get his shot blocked, and still finish it off the glass.
McMillan in for Blackshear. Miller Moore, McLaughlin drives into the paint. Left hand, not enough, but he gets his own rebound and puts it in off the glass.
Oh, that was impressive right there. McLaughlin again. I don't like that outside shot for him just yet, but I like his ability to be able to explode to the basket.
Benford looks left. Underhand to Smith. Smith's directing traffic. Eyed by Jaden Stone. Drives. Big looping right hand underneath. Foul.
Nice job by Smith that time. He gets the drive and then he sees Laver coming over. A lot of point guards or perimeter players, they'll shy away from that contact, but that's what gives the shot blocker an opportunity to block your shot. What Smith does is he got right into the body and chest of Laver and got that contact, and now he owns his trip to the line. Not able to connect on that first one.
Number 45, Melton Williams.
Smith 1 of 3 from the field a night ago.
And one thing, I know the final score wasn't what the Flames would have liked, but I was impressed with the way the coach had his team play hard for the entire 40 minutes of that basketball game. I had a lot of respect for those Bethesda Flame players.
Benford, arms wrapped around there. Laver, call for the foul. Lopes in the paint, outscoring the Flames 12-0.
Yeah, that's something to watch because that was a heavy theme last night. And I believe they got them 28-2, I believe, in the first half of last night's game, and it ended up with 68 points in the paint for the game.
Offensive foul called on the Lopes, number 25.
Laver's been called now a second personal foul.
Laver's like, what am I doing wrong? That's one thing. He got such a size and muscle advantage down there. You want to use it, take advantage of it. Sometimes these officials will take pity on these smaller defenders and whistle you for being too aggressive when that would be your normal move if you were going against another 6'10" or 7-footer.
Smith looping shot off the mark, picked up by McLaughlin. To Chance McMillan up high to Sean Miller Moore. Leaves for Laver underneath. Quick turnaround, not enough. Kicked out and a whistle called. 8-point lead by GCU. Time to step aside.
Yeah, Lopes doing a nice job attacking that basket, staying aggressive, following their own misses, and off to an 8-point advantage.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
Welcome back, men's college basketball here on Fox 10 Extra. Right now, the Lopes with the 8-point lead over the Bethesda Flames in this back-to-back action. And it is a limited crowd here at GCU Arena due to COVID-era times. But we want to know what you Lopes fans are up to. So please find us on Twitter and Insta. We're going to try and mix you into our game action today. But also, we want to make sure you're going to try the new mobile scratchers presented by Easy 1040 on the Lope Nation app. Have you downloaded it yet? This is your chance to win a GCU fan pack. Everyone who plays will automatically automatically be entered to win a new 55-inch TV or iPad from Easy 1040. You can download the app now by searching GCU Lopes in your phone's app store, then click Scratchers on the left sidebar to play. The app is absolutely incredible because you get live updates from all of the athletics departments here, programs here at GCU. And guys, we're excited to have the social media interaction from the fans. We got a chance to talk about some of the things the fans were discussing at home in their living rooms. Get it into the game broadcast. Find us.
Yeah, we want to hear from all the Lope fans out there. Slaver at the line with his lucky green mouth guard. Freyer and Midgard each with 6 points early on. Wooten has 6 for the Flames.
I don't hardly see Laver go 0 for 2 from the free throw line there.
13 points in 19 minutes last night for Alessandro.
Well, I don't know if it's going to show up in the stat sheet, but McLaughlin was all over that Flames ball handler out there on the perimeter. Wouldn't give him the shot, wouldn't give him the drive. Did a really nice job and pretty much created that turnover all by himself.
Miller, bounce pass, Sean Miller Moore inside to McLaughlin. McLaughlin kicks it back out. Quick ball movement. McMillan, good.
Well, that's a great play. They just drove up. They looped the 2 across the top. Little misdirection. You drop the ball down low. McLaughlin didn't catch it cleanly, so he doesn't try to force anything. He kicks it to the perimeter. Swing, swing. Find the open look.
Benford, Adgers backs up, moves right. Reggie Smith. Pump fake, drives, loses the handle, knocked out of bounds by the Lopes.
In the ballgame for the Lopes, number 11, Rashad Smith.
Rashad Smith in for Sean Miller Moore for the Lopes. Smith hit a couple of threes last night.
He looked good in his minutes last night. We had an opportunity to see him too much this season. Another guy's got some live legs, plays with a lot of energy.
Smith into Clark. Clark looking for some help. He'll back off Reggie Smith.
Shot clock
violation.
Everybody in the arena didn't know that shot clock was getting ready to go off on that one. I think the coaching staff, the Flames was caught off guard, and certainly all the players on the floor. I wasn't even watching to see that it was about to blow up.
Into Laver, big right hand, doesn't go. Flames.
Everything went for Laver last night. He might have shot up all those bullets that we talked about on Wild West night. He seems like the free throws aren't dropping for him. All these little baby hooks around the basket aren't falling. We'll stick with it. Some nights you go 8 for 8 to start a game, and other nights it takes you a while. You go 2 for 8 to start a game.
Smith, eyed by Stone, pushes it back out to Adgers. Adgers working on Laver. Step back, 3. No. Rebound kicked up by McMillan.
Yeah, watch how fast this kid gets the ball into the offensive end. He's a blur.
Goes around the Flames player, gets it to Rashad Smith. McMillan quickly to Laver. Laver to his left. Stone, the wing. Far side, comes up, top of the key.
Too much down there. McLaughlin holding off on his defender. Creates a lot of space trying to get that angle for Stone to deliver him the ball.
15 foul. Timeout called by the Flames.
For every 3-point shot that GCU makes, Copper State Credit Union will make a donation to the Students Inspiring Student Scholarship. For more information, please go to giving.gcu.edu. Great afternoon here in Phoenix. Wild West afternoon. Theme for the Havocs that are in attendance.
Yeah, a lot of cowboy and cowgirl hats, a lot of plaid out there. I tell you, they do a good job bringing the spirit.
They do indeed. They brought a lot of points. Did the Lopes last night, a new D1 mark at 121, surpassing that 104 against Omaha in 2015. 103 at Cal Baptist and Morgan State back in 2017 at Las Vegas. Smith drives, moves left, kicks it back out. More shot, Benford off the front of the rim. Millen finally ends up with it. Moves it up quickly, goes left, Mikey Dixon. Midgard back in the game as well. Smith, open look for three, off the mark. Midgard's going to pick up the rebound, towering over the Flames. Dixon puts it on the floor, loses the handle. It's on the floor. Flames trying to bring it up the court, all over. Midgard says that's enough of that nonsense.
I love that hustle by Williams. I know his team didn't get a bucket out of it, but boy, he dove about 7 feet to get that ball off the ground.
McMillan, three. Nope. Big rebound again. Over the top, it's Smith trying to push it over. Picked up by the Flames. Andrews, leave it for Clark. Reggie Smith. Clark, or Andrews rather, far side, off the mark.
Yeah, both these teams are a little tired from last night. The outside shots aren't following with the same rate they did evening ago.
One for their last 8 are the Flames. A few more whistles this afternoon than last night.
Flames number 0, Justin Clark.
Clark's third personal foul, and Coach Vallian figure out what he's going to do with a very short bench.
Yeah, we have to get some Lopes players to play for the Flames. Foul out too many of these guys here in the second half. Now that would be something.
Need to let him play a little bit. Midgard.
Uh-oh.
Careful.
A little miscommunication there. So you just see a little rust, a little sloppy coming out here. It's tough to kind of stay sharp with such a short turnaround against a team that you really pounded the night before. Yeah, this offense was a well-oiled machine last night.
7 turnovers for each team this afternoon. Patcher, you saw him. He's got that sling on. He got hurt last night.
Get a hand up on Luke. He's looking to score.
Yep, he is.
Okay. I like his game, whether it's long range, all the way to the basket, the mid-range game. He finds a way to put that thing in the hole.
Blackshear, McLaughlin. Gonna hand it over to Dixon, and does. Malcolm Williams in his face. Ooh, having to climb up and grab that one. Blackshear guarded heavily. Kicks out. Smith looks for three. Off the mark. Midgard's there. Ooh, he's gonna get fouled by Reggie Smith. Timeout on the floor, 21-12. The Lopes on top, looking for their 4th straight victory here in this back-to-back matchup against the Bethesda Flames from Anaheim, California. So glad you could join us this afternoon. Barry Vitale and Scott Williams upstairs here in 103 to bring you today's action. And we're seeing a little bit early on. Frayer, when he was on the court, had some nice shots, hit a couple of back-to-back threes, and Midgard is a force down low, especially on an undersized team like the Flames.
Yeah, Midgard does a good job using his size around the basket. 6 points, 6 boards already in this one. But I like Frayer. I like the way this kid is coming on. He had some rust from sitting out a year ago. Started the season slow. Really got himself going in Vegas. Carried that over to Texas. Got those 2 big wins and found his outside shot. He's 2 for 4 from behind the arc. He's got himself 6 points, but he's playing in a way now where he is not forcing anything. I think early in the season he was trying so hard to get back to where he was. It wasn't natural for him, and now he's playing good. And Midgard, what can you say about this kid? Number 1, number 2 in field goal percentage all season long, shooting about 70% from the field himself. And there's just not an answer the Flames have for what he can do with his just natural ability.
Yeah, teams like this and the mismatches down low certainly can continue to feed the 7-footer underneath the bucket. Midgard's out there with Labor, the Twin Towers. Liam Lloyd on the court. Played well last night. Sean Miller-Moore and Javon Blackshear Jr.
Yeah, Miller-Moore really played well last night. Talked about him 8 for 8 from the field. And the thing I like about the two big guys is sometimes you have to worry about, well, are they just both going to be taking up their own space and not have enough space for the both of them down there? But with Labor's ability to be able to step outside and to play on either block, Midgard left out right block, but they can throw Labor over there on that left block. And with the ball rotation and the movement, they can catch the defense on one side of those two redwoods. It's like having a, take a second and a half, 3 seconds to try to run around and get back in front of them. There's plenty of opportunity for them to score.
Kicked out, Smith. Open look for 3 off the side of the backboard.
Well, that's a little embarrassing for old Reggie. He got something in my eye. Lights were in my eye on that one there.
Flames 1 of their last 7. Oh, the Lopes 0 for their last 4 from the field. Approaching 4 minutes. With the free throws from Midgard. Sean Miller-Moore peels away into Midgard, kicked out. Liam Lloyd looks for 3. That's not going to happen. Sean Miller-Moore able to pick up the rebound. Out to Blackshear. Blackshear looks for 3. Rings out. Unbelievable. Loose ball, Midgard. Let's not even put any doubt in anyone's minds.
Yeah, well, you give a team 3 opportunities to score, they're probably going to. And nice job by the Lopes really crashing the glass, getting those extra possessions.
0 for their last 5 from the arc are the Lopes. Loose ball picked up. Badgers over to Wooten. Wooten with 39 last night.
Yeah, they're trying to really guard Wooten. They know how he's out of gas. He's just barely able to trot across the mid-court stripe.
Wow, Labor at 19 in 19 minutes. He's got 0 and 12 here today. Blackshear on the turnover. Bounce pass. Sean Miller-Moore brings it into the paint. Right hand off the glass. Not there. Tap back a couple of times by Labor, and he can't put it home.
It's like there's cellophane on the basket. He slaps at that ball. Can't believe all these point-blank shots that he's missing.
Lloyd from three-point land. Lopes on top by 10.
Once you've been to hell and back, there's not much left to fear. When the boogeyman goes to sleep at night, he checks under his bed for me. Have you ever wondered who Waldo's hiding from? Me. Not even the Cougars of LA are enough to scare me. But if I get into an accident, I'm calling the boss, Sweet James. If you've been hurt, don't back down. Call Sweet James.
About time we washed it.
Getting ready to trade it in. What are you doing?
Just a little shopping. Wait, a new truck. Don't you think I should be involved?
Of course. We'll head over to Sanderson Ford as soon as I'm done.
I don't have time today. Hope we're going with 4 doors this time.
Ooh, of course. I know exactly what I want. I mean, we want. A lightning blue Ford F-150 Super Crew with EcoBoost.
All done.
Shop from home, buy from home, we deliver. From the dealer you can trust, Sanderson Ford.
The Lopes basketball team right now with a 10-point lead over Bethesda with under 4 to go. But we take a look at our USAA athletic calendar. Tomorrow, men's tennis is at Utah, along with men's and women's swim and diving in action at UCLA. On Monday, it's women's tennis at ASU, and then men's tennis at the Sun at U of A on Tuesday. And next Friday and Saturday, you'll see men's basketball at Dixie State, and then on the 29th and 30th, they're back at GCU Arena and on Fox 10 Extra. And also coming up tonight here in GCU Arena at 7 p.m. it's a tip-off for women's basketball. Molly Miller's team actually away team against. It's a little crazy. However, we still try to keep the normalcy going. So coming up at half, I'll check in with Coach Drew to get the lowdown on what he's seen from the team in this back-to-back action, how he feels they've responded so far this afternoon. Plus, we'll get a closer look at Gabe Mclaughlin. That's all coming up on the Lopes Show in just a few moments.
All right. Take a look at that microphone a little bit. As the women's basketball team supporting the men's team here this afternoon.
Yeah, I
came high above here in the upper deck, I see.
I came by yesterday for that 2 o'clock tip for the ladies game. Sat with President Mueller up there to get a look at Katie Scott. She's a fabulous young freshman on Molly Miller's team. She's been back-to-back WAC Players of the Week. She didn't have a great game yesterday, but
Liam Lloyd with that tenacious D. Sean Miller-Moore brings it up. Foul committed.
That's one thing the Lopes have done so well, and creating these turnovers and then getting into the offensive end quickly and getting themselves some scoring opportunities. But to go back to that ladies team, I am really impressed with Coach Miller's ball club. I mean, they play hard. Those girls press the whole game. They've scored over 100 points multiple times this year and creates turnovers and steals in the range of 25 to 30 sometimes on a game. By the fourth quarter comes around, the other team's gals are so gassed. They just feast upon creating those opportunities with steals.
Great to see them up there supporting.
Are they here tonight?
Yeah, they're up in the upper deck.
Oh, okay. I love that. Good shot of them.
Katie Scott looks like she's on her laptop doing some homework.
I got a chance to talk to her father, Curtis, who called last week. She was getting ready for the upcoming game that we broadcast. And he was saying how studious that she is. He actually used a different word, but I'll say studious, and she's probably doing some work, homework.
Really impressed with how articulate she is and how well-spoken and how well she represents herself and GCU, just her freshman season. Turnover, kicked up. Liam Lloyd, a little heavy. He's going to have to push it back up. Loose ball. Sean Miller-Moore off the glass, doesn't go. Labor's underneath. Miller-Moore working hard.
Miller-Moore has got a nose for the basketball. He is working hard. He didn't hit a lot of those little shots around the rim to fall for him like they were falling for him last night when he was 8 for 8. But, you know, he just stays with it. He's just a basketball player. You got a guy that'd be first to pick in the gym, you know, like, give me that dude. He's going to play hard.
Action. Boy, underneath. How about it?
I'll tell you what, they are really crashing that glass. Get some rebounding numbers here for you, but a 12-0 second chance for the Lopes advantage right now. Just really doing a nice job.
Well off the mark by the Flames. The Lopes on an 11-0 run over the last 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, Williams can't find the range for the outside. He's probably just kicking himself like, I've never shot so bad from the outside. But that's the great thing about basketball. There's two halves, young man. Don't hang your head. Just chin up. You'll be able to come back and make a better showing in the second half.
Labor drives up high off the glass. Good to see Alessandro on the scoreboard.
I like that one there. That ability to take the ball from the top of the key. So no more outside shots so I can get something inside going. Smart veteran senior move.
Wooden hitting 4 of 7 from the field. The rest of the Flames 2 of 16. It's a big story with 39 last night. He's got the ball now. Trying to move on Sean Miller-Moore. Benford. Out.
Yeah, it's almost a repeat of last night. It was an 11-point game last night with about 5 minutes to go. And I was saying that if the Flames had hit a couple shots and got it under single digits, they'd feel real good about that number going to the locker room. But Lopes went on a run and busted it up to 20-point advantage and never looked back.
Well, they had 67 at the half, right?
Yes, they did. 67 to 40. It was just a big run right at the end of the half. And outscored them like went on a 15-5 run at one point. And that was it.
Chance McMillan, Labor looks left. Liam Lloyd getting some minutes. Gonna peel away there. Back over to Labor. Labor in the corner for 3. Threes just aren't hitting here this afternoon. 4 of 17 now from the arc.
Well, I mean, that's just means you're tight. You're not driving the ball. You're not working it around like you were. You're settling for the outside shot. But when your legs are tired, your shot doesn't fall from the outside.
That shot doesn't fall for Benford. Benford.
I don't think Coach Drew wants to see his team shoot 17 threes and a half. That's not their game, especially against a smaller team like this that you can go inside and get some points. Now, I get it. All right, they're going to win this ball game, but you got to stay true to the game. Labor now, after being shut out for the first half, part of this half, he's now got 8 points and in 4 quarters.
Yeah, beautiful move down low by Labor. Whoops. McMillan all alone. Chance McMillan. Ba-bam!
Wow. I thought he was going to lay that one off to his high flyer on the right wing. He said, wait a minute, Williams, I can show you I can rise up with the high flyers too.
Sean Miller-Moore is going to be called for the foul on Woot.
Yeah, I don't know why he was out there that far on Woot with 3 seconds to go, but he was.
Up a little bit. .1 seconds on the clock.
Oh, they had a foul to give. Okay, that makes a little more sense to me. I thought they had 10 fouls. I was looking at the wrong box.
Look at here. Off the glass at the buzzer after the pickoff.
Yeah, I think he beat it. They said count it.
Hustle. Love it.
That's a good way to go to the half. You get a steal with 3 seconds to go, and Chance McMillan with a jam, and then create the turnover. And Lloyd gets a bucket. Look at this one here. I love that one. And then Lloyd down the other way, he gets himself an opportunity to go in there. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely clean before the red light came on the backboard.
Let's send it down to Kate Longworth.
All right, thank you guys. Well, Coach, coming into this game, you had a lot of questions about how your team would respond with the short turnaround, both physically and the basketball mindset, but also emotionally. What are your thoughts after this first half is in the books?
You know, Bethesda's done a much better job collapsing on defense. They moved the ball better offensively. Our first 12 minutes, we were really stagnant on offense. We missed shots. You know, last night we made those shots. Tonight we're missing them, and this is good for us. We have to find ways to be productive when we're missing open shots.
And along those lines, the team really picking things up the last couple minutes of this first half. That went on an 11-0 run, that big steal to end things off. It's always a big question in sports, momentum. Can you keep it going? How do you like how your team finished off this second half, given those struggles sometimes on offense?
You know, basketball is such a game of momentum, a game of runs. You always want to go into the locker room on a high note with the run, and also when you come out of the locker room, you want to come out aggressive and hopefully put a run together. So I like our last 5 minutes of that half. Hopefully we can duplicate that for 20 in the second.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. We appreciate your time, and we're going to take a quick break here with the Lopes on top, 44-18 over Bethesda, and we will come back with more of the halftime show right after this. You're watching Fox 10 Extra College Basketball. We'll be right back.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Joel Embiid is unhappy.
Like, really unhappy.
Because the internet keeps using not-so-amazing GIFs to react to his amazing highlights. Mountain Dew presents the Joel Embiid Deserves Better Reactions GIF Collection.
Now I'm so happy.
About time we washed it.
Getting ready to trade it in. What are you doing?
Just a little shopping. Wait, a new truck. Don't you think I should be involved?
Of course. We'll head over to Sanderson Ford as soon as I'm done.
I don't have time today. Hope we're going with 4 doors this time.
Ooh, of course. I know exactly what I want. I mean, we want. A lightning blue Ford F-150 Super Crew with EcoBoost.
All done.
Shop from home, buy from home, we deliver. From the dealer you can trust, Sanderson Ford.
Welcome back. It's Lopes Basketball coming at you here on Fox 10 Extra. Kate Longworth welcoming you back to the Lopes halftime show. Right now, GCU on top of Bethesda, 44-18. And of course, this is a non-conference game as the team adjusts to some COVID scheduling. Chicago State out for this season. So the Lopes getting practice with that back-to-back game matchup with Bethesda in town. Last night they set a Division I scoring record. Now they have 44 points in the first half. We'll see what's in store for the second half. But first, let's take a closer look at one of the players in the Lopes uniform this year. Gabe Mclaughlin, no stranger here in the Valley. He grew up in Gilbert and led Basha to a high school championship back in 2017. In fact, that state title game was right here at GCU Arena. Naturally, he's feeling pretty home here, especially given his family history. Take a look as Lopes insider Paul Coro caught up with the redshirt sophomore.
Inside, Gabe Mclaughlin. Down to McLaughlin. Looks to move and muscle his way in.
Now that's just some hard work down there.
All right, you're sort of continuing a family legacy here. Your mother worked here for a long time, still works here. Your brother played soccer here. How well did you feel like you knew GCU before you even set foot as a student here?
No, yeah, definitely. I felt like I knew it pretty well. I mean, I'd always come up to GCU and I'd visit the soccer games, watch my brother play, visit my mom's work. But one thing I did know is always changing. So no matter how much I knew at that moment, like it was constantly changing. So still stuff I didn't know.
Even though it was because you were rehabbing and everything after transferring here, was it nice for you to be a student mostly for a year and be away from the limelight of the games?
It was. It gave me a new perspective. It gave me a new sense of purpose of like what my purpose was in life. Kind of took my identity from being in basketball and like kind of, you know, pushed me to my limits to find something else. And I mean, that's when I found my faith and God really spoke to me in that moment and Christianity became my identity. So it was a good time away from basketball, but I mean, still was with it because of course I have to go to practice, just wasn't actually in the game.
And on that side of it, how hard was it to be away from basketball for that long for the first time in your life?
It was difficult. Definitely one of the hardest things I've had to go through, just because you know, you're used to being out there and being able to go hard. You know, bring some energy, like pick the team up if they need it, but your actions can't do that, and then your words can't do that because you don't want to sound like another coach, another pest on the sideline. So it's just you have to take a step back and really just, you know, kind of let it go, because you can't have too much control over it. And that was one of the things that was like, I can't control anything, so it was just hard. But I mean, those struggles definitely turned into, you know, success stories at the end. I mean, just learning, and it's the main thing.
Did you ever realize that you would have that faith component match up so well with a coaching staff that emphasizes that in a program?
I honestly didn't think so at first when GCU when I first came to GCU, but I felt such an at peace thing, and that's kind of what I stuck with. Is like, there's no need for me to like even worry. Like I feel like God has perfect hands in this, and I mean, obviously He delivered. I mean, He always does, and Coach Drew and the rest of the coaching staff were there, and I mean, it's like a perfect fit, and I feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And that was kind of the coolest thing, is like, even at the beginning of it, it was like, I'm so at peace with what's going on. Unsure, but I know God's got it, and I trust it.
All right, Gabe bringing some joy to the court, and that is the theme for the Lopes this year. And hey, we're joyful because we got college basketball to talk about. And after a first half in which the Lopes scored 44 points, we'll weigh in with Barry and Scott to see what they have to say. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back for more analyzation of that first half.
While you explore our country, let Community Tire Pros be part of your journey. We're here to give everyone something to look forward to. Message us or schedule an appointment online at Community Tire Pros today. Tire Pros, we're here for you.
Grand Canyon University, a Christian university, is one of the largest and fastest growing universities in the country. GCU offers 270 dynamic academic programs with modern apartment-style living, classrooms, labs, restaurants, and more. Located in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, GCU's vibrant community and expansive campus is ranked top 20 for best college campuses in America. My university integrates the free market system with a welcoming Christian worldview perspective into its academic programs and throughout campus life, so you can put your faith into action and help transform communities. GCU campus students received over $157 million in scholarships in 2020, and many students attend GCU for less than the cost of a state university. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you qualify for. Admissible high school seniors can schedule a free visit from anywhere in the country. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer.
When you have the urge to play outside, Tire Pros wants to get you there, offering convenience, selection, and our national roadside assistant. Message us or schedule an appointment online at Community Tire Pros today. Tire Pros, we're here for you.
Back on the campus of Grand Canyon University this afternoon, the Lopes on top of the Bethesda Flames 44-18 at the half. Barry Butel, Scott Williams inside GCU Arena. Thanks so much for joining us today in this back end of a home and back-to-back series against the Bethesda Flames. And we saw 67 points last night in that opening half, 44 to this afternoon. And it took a little while for the team to get going here against the Flames.
Yeah, Coach Drew said that those shots the first 12 minutes that they were making last night just weren't falling tonight, and I think the guys kept bombing away instead of driving the ball or pounding it inside. Tired legs sometimes make you want to take the easy route, and the outside shot can be the easy route. They had a nice run, though, and then that final 5 minutes to finish the half to bust this thing open to 20-point advantage.
Let's take a look at our first half highlights brought to you by the Arizona Leadership Foundation. Midgard was certainly showing his presence down low.
Yeah, Big Ash, he does a nice job. We talk about it every game, using his frame so well around the hoop. 10 points, 8 boards, a lot of offensive rebounds for him, keeping the ball alive. I love the way he finishes with power. He uses that 270 pounds well between the two bigs, 18 and 12.
Commonwealth Insurance brings our first half stats. As you look at the shooting percentage, not as high as last night, but certainly points off of the turnovers are huge for the Lopes here, and the points in the paint as well.
Yeah, they just found them in the paint once again tonight. Defense has been really good. Flames only shooting 25% in that first half. They're going to have to pick it up here in a second.
Wooten, 11 points, 4 of 7 from the field for Bethesda. We will see if he responds in the second after scoring 39 for the Flames last night. Lopes on top, 44-18. Kate will be back right after this.
Joel Embiid is unhappy.
Like, really unhappy.
Because the internet keeps using not-so-amazing GIFs to react to his amazing highlights. Mountain Dew presents the Joel Embiid Deserves Better Reactions GIF Collection.
Now I'm so happy.
We made USAA Insurance for members like Kate, a former Army medic made of the flexibility to handle whatever Monday has in store and tackle 4 things at once. So when her car got hit, she didn't worry. She simply filed a claim on her USAA app and said,
"I've got this."
USAA Insurance is made the way Kate needs it. Easy. She can even pick her payment plan, so it's easy on her budget and her life. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
The temperature scanning kiosk from Pacific Office Automation is an easy-to-use, attendant-free device that quickly checks a person's temperature anytime, anywhere. You can now provide peace of mind at schools and universities, grocery stores, restaurants, nursing homes, medical clinics, sporting events, offices, private gatherings, and more. Look to us to help you reduce the risk and be safe. Visit PacificOffice.com. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
Welcome back. Some strong play down the stretch from the Lopes to strengthen their lead over the Bethesda Flames right now at the break. It's 44-18 and leading all scorers. You got to tip your cap to Wooten right now, 11 points. He was strong last night and the short turnover has slowed him for the Flames. However, Grand Canyon still on top of this one with Midgard leading the way, 10 points. Laver right behind him with 8 points. And how about Lloyd? 7 points to his name. We've got some action still coming your way in the second half. Last night, it was a record-breaking game. What will today's matinee hold? Well, only time will tell. Luckily, you don't have to wait long. We'll be right back.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
From reimagining the way you work to reassessing what you need, you've changed the way you do business. And now, so have we. With no annual contracts and flexible internet and voice solutions, you'll have what you need to get back to business. Rethink, reconnect, reimagine. Switch to Cox Business today.
How can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain, with the sauce. The sauce, it gives you a little bit of... And the cheese, it's the exact right amount of... Whew, it's almost too hard to put into words. Good thing there's... Yeah. Good thing there's the honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger.
Talking Stick Resort presents GCU basketball. Beautiful afternoon in Phoenix on the campus of Grand Canyon University. The Lopes looking to win their fourth in a row. Scheduling this back-to-back against Bethesda University from Anaheim, California, with originally Chicago State, a conference matchup slated for the home matchup here. Back-to-back nights against the Cougars, but they are not playing this season. Steve Wooten for the Flames lit it up for 39 last night. A little quieter afternoon with just 11 in this opening half.
Well, slower, but I imagine he's going to find his game here in his second half. Kind of got that first blow. Caught his second win. I'm looking for him to do some big things here in the second half. It was a beautiful morning, though. I don't know if you got a chance to get out before you got over here. I went out early this morning, got a cup of coffee, and went and got me a 90-minute rub down massage. So good.
At times life is really difficult.
Well, you go back-to-back games. It's not only the players that have to get ready.
It's clear that I needed it.
The announcers, we got to be able to be in game shape, ready to go here in short notice.
Phenomenal. Yeah, it was a Chamber of Commerce day today, and a great morning.
Foul called on the Lopes, number 0, Sean Miller-Moore. Second personal, first team foul in the second half.
Lopes call. Benford moves right near side. Over to Reggie Smith in front of the Flames bench, eyed by Labor. Off the wing, arching, three-point attempt, off the mark, pulled down by Sean Miller-Moore. Blackshear steps in, drives paint, right hand off the glass, and it makes its way. Labor was there, but he didn't need to.
Yeah, kind of interesting that Frere's not back in the lineup here to start this game. I wonder if he just kind of tweaked a little something, or if Coach Drew, in a game like this, we have the 26-point advantage, just wants to look at some different lineups.
Benford steps back out, Reggie Smith, baseline. Turnover. Blackshear with Sean Miller-Moore.
That's a textbook fast break right there. Get the turnover, get the ball in the middle, 2-on-1 fast break. You space it out nicely as you're running down both sides of the lane. Blackshear makes the defender commit before giving the ball back over to his trail man, and Miller-Moore, who slams it home. He had a dunk last night. That was a ESPN Sports Center worthy top 10 highlight.
I think it was number 7.
That's correct.
25-0 run for GCU. Finished the first half 19-0 run. And they've opened it up here in the start of the second. Midgard down low.
Yeah, we talked about all those points in the paint. What was it, 26-2 advantage? Well, they're off to another quick start here, getting that ball down in that painted area again, pounding the smaller Flames.
Sean Miller Moore putting on back-to-back highlights. Chance McMillan all alone in that opening half with a nice dunk as well. The Lopes will need to stay focused, jump back into conference play at Dixie State next weekend.
Yeah, you know,
Blazers.
A game like this it's really good to be able to fill that gap that Chicago State left. However, you're going to have to realize that next time you step on the floor, you're not facing the same size or skill level that these guys for Bethesda have. So mentally, now you've got to be able to lock back in and say, okay, we played good, but we still have to play better once we start seeing our conference opponents again, because you got Dixie State, then right after that, you got New Mexico State Aggies in here, and you know they don't mess around.
No, they don't. You're going to have to dial it up big time for the Aggies at the end of this month. 29th and 30th.
Can't wait. We're calling those games, right?
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to that.
Women play the New Mexico State Aggies tonight at 7 after a tough overtime loss yesterday. Because of what we're all dealing with, New Mexico State training here in Phoenix. That is actually an away game that was adjusted. In and out. Matt Dixon.
Coach Miller was mad because she couldn't get her band and some of the dancers and the cheer squad into the arena because it was technically an away game. She wanted that atmosphere to work for them. Yeah, look at Midgard, double-double. Just a couple ticks into the second half. Got 12 points now, go along with 10 boards. Kid's been solid all season long. Has he had a dud of a game, like a clunker of a game where he just got in foul trouble or just couldn't get anything to go? I don't remember one. It seems like every night he's either got 8 to 12 boards and 10 to 16 points.
Look at the bucket here. Sean Miller, boy! Oh, man! Well, he looks mad. He looked mad on that.
He was over there kind of hiding by the GCU bench. You couldn't tell where he's coming from. Like he got shot out of a cannon or one of those rubber band moves with seeing the old cartoons, and he just comes flying out of that corner. And boy, did he reach back far to slim that ball home. There's a nice move inside. Was that Wooten?
Wooten again. Back-to-back buckets.
You got any eligibility after this? Because maybe we could get him in a Lopes jersey next year. I know he's a senior. Is he a redshirt senior, or though is he a fourth-year guy? Is this it for him?
Somebody needs to find that out.
Yeah, man, could you imagine him with the GC and a U on his jersey? My goodness. How did this guy end up at Bethesda? I know he transferred out of someplace into Bethesda. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but he should be playing in the Power 5 conference.
They were trying to move on him. It's like Wooten got a hand on that one.
It just looks like he likes to play the game, too. That's the thing I like. He don't care about that score. He's just going out there. Every possession on both ends, I'm just trying to do the best I can. There he is again, catching his hand on trying to punch it out for one of his teammates.
15 points for Wooten. The Sweet Player of the Half brought to you by Sweet James.
Look at the vision of Blackshirt. He spots this guy coming, and that's one of those old cuff dunks. I hadn't seen one of those. Those were popular in the 80s. You can just cuff it between your hand and your wrist. And you just send it home. They actually do hurt the wrist a little bit because your wrist ends up getting jammed into the rim. But boy, do they look fantastic if you pull them off.
8 points, 3 rebounds, all alone, Reggie Smith.
Hey, Reggie Smith inside. You don't really see these guys get too many buckets inside, and then they get a back-to-back buckets inside with Wooten and Smith.
Blackshirt feeling out. Laver, wide open 3, too heavy. Pulled down by
Yeah, he went up a little extra level on that one to grab that board.
Clark short. Loose ball. Interesting.
Justin Clark had 5 of those threes last night. He didn't really be able to get many to go tonight, though, has he? It's just been kind of nothing going for the outside for this player.
Exit high off the window.
Yeah, the masked man down there. Mikey Dixon. It's not easy to play with those face guards on like that. Is that a pass or a shot? Give him an assist. Why
Depends
not?
on who you talk to.
He wants the assist.
Porta in the game with the bucket. 3 Lopes at the scorer's table. Blackshear, stop. Little pop. Good.
That's a nice move by Blackshear because he started hard to the basket, then he kind of hesitated, then he went again. Just when the defender tried to step back and close out on him, he went right by and got the space he needed. There's Wooten.
Look out. Oh, a rare miss. Laver. Back to Blackshear. The count. Coming from behind was Porta. Kicked out Dixon for 3. Rebound kicked into Sean Miller-Moore.
Surprise, surprise. That guy is always, he's like McLaughlin. He always got a nose for the basketball. Laver down there battling for the ball.
Good work there by the Flames off of Laver. How about another look? Can you see it enough?
No, I can see this one all day long. Sit at home, young man.
About time you washed it.
Getting ready to trade it in. What are you doing?
Just a little shopping. Wait, a new truck. Don't you think I should be involved?
Of course. We'll head over to Sanderson Ford as soon as I'm done.
I don't have time today. Hope we're going with 4 doors this time.
Ooh, of course. I know exactly what I want. I mean, we want. A lightning blue Ford F-150 Super Crew with EcoBoost.
All done.
Shop from home, buy from home, we deliver. From the dealer you can trust, Sanderson Ford.
Once you've been to hell and back, there's not much left to fear. When the boogeyman goes to sleep at night, he checks under his bed for me. Have you ever wondered who Waldo's hiding from? Me. Not even the Cougars of LA are enough to scare me. But if I get into an accident, I'm calling the boss. Sweet James. If you've been hurt, don't back down. Call Sweet James.
GCU basketball is brought to you in part by Sanderson Ford. The best play on a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford. By Hearth Jones, by your side. By Community Tire Pros, serving Arizona since 1945. And by Talking Stick Resort. Play in style. Beautiful shot of the Grand Canyon. Let's send it down to Kate Longworth.
All right, guys. Well, you always hear about those certain games that athletes really show up for. Sometimes it's playing in their hometown or family in the stands. And how about those infamous birthday games when it's your special day and you go out on the court and just lay it all on the line, see what you can do? Well, we have a couple birthdays for the Lopes this weekend. Last night, we had a chance to talk to the birthday boy, Oscar Freyer, celebrating his 23rd birthday. He had 10 points on the night as the team was 70% for shooting. And then today, well, I'll tell you what, he had a great birthday eve. Ethan Spry last night came in the last couple games, hit a huge 3, got the bench up on its feet. Today, he's celebrating his 20th birthday. And in true Lopes fashion, these two guys on Monday at practice will get a chance to make a half-court shot. If they do, they get to choose who will cater the Lopes' next team meal. If you'll remember, back in, I think it was November, Liam hit that big half-court shot at practice. He got to choose food for the team. So we'll see what's on the menu for the Lopes next week.
Wow. Like that. All these birthdays, where's the birthday cake? I'm a big birthday cake guy. Are we not doing birthday cakes in 2021?
Yeah, I wonder if you can't blow the candles out anymore.
I don't care about the candles.
You don't care about the candles?
You guys, back
give me
in
my cake.
I know, and you know what? Back in March, I had this idea where my family was talking because we had some birthdays. We were like, we need to get plexiglass over cakes or something now, you know, in this COVID era, so you can blow out the candles. It is sad, but I had this just threw out that idea, and now it's a real thing. I should have patented it.
Is it really? What do you do with how do you do the plexiglass?
I don't know, but guess what? We have a game on February 12th, and I think the guy sitting next to you, Barry, he might have a birthday. Maybe we can work on some glass over a birthday cake for your partner in crime.
I'm going to look at my work wife on that one. Beth Bachman, she's great at putting
I like chocolate. chocolate.
You want chocolate?
Yeah, I want chocolate.
Dog it. Okay, all
Why?
right.
You don't
well,
like chocolate?
That's your birthday. I guess you should get
You
what
don't
you
like
want
chocolate?
on your birthday.
You get March.
It's not my
Dad.
favorite.
You get March.
What's your
Yeah,
favorite?
it's too late. My birthday comes too late in the basketball season.
Not if there's some madness to be had.
That's right. Madness over sadness.
What do you like? What flavor?
I like the what is it, yellow cake with the white icing? That's my favorite.
But I like the funfetti.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Jeez.
That's a kid in me.
Is there anything but chocolate? I really can't. I'm really.
Are you talking about chocolate icing? Or are you talking about actually chocolate cake?
Actually, I like chocolate icing with vanilla cake.
Okay, now you're talking. Okay, I can get with that. I thought you were talking like the devil's food. I'm not a big devil's food chocolate cake.
You don't like that decadent Costco chocolate thing? That, oh my gosh, that's just that's too much. It's good.
We are talking about gluten-free cakes too, right, guys? I just want to make sure.
What are we talking? Cupcakes?
Gluten-free.
Gluten-free.
Come on.
Reading my order.
Oh, that's true. Gluten-free. Cupcakes might be the way to go under the COVID era.
Very true.
This is
Cake
the type
pops,
of stuff you
cake pops we can
spend
do.
a few minutes on when it's 63-29.
We got to remind listeners and viewers at home, start sending us your tweets and thoughts on Instagram. We'll get them into the broadcast.
Jaden Stone, long distance. Oh, my goodness. These games have got to be instilling a ton of confidence in this entire bench.
That was deep. I mean, that had to be 26-plus feet out there. Jaden Stone, 2 threes in this game, 2 for 2 from the field.
Clark off the mark. Liam Lloyd driving it up, goes right. Rashad Smith off the window.
Well, I'll tell you what, it wasn't the best looking break, but they had the positions filled. They got the ball in the middle. He had a ring runner on the right and the left. And that bounce pass is sometimes hard to handle when you're running full speed, but no problem that time. Up and in. Look at Gabe.
Clark tried to thread the needle. Stone! Up high! No doubt about it! Gabe Mclaughlin puts it home.
Stone with a little trickeration. He puts the ball, lays it up off the backboard so McLaughlin can come in and clean it up.
Trickeration.
Oh, they fouled him. No,
Rashad
Smith. Reggie Smith out there getting hammered, shooting the 3. That's the Cardinals' sin. Don't foul the 3-point shooter.
But how about a little trickeration off the glass?
He takes a little look over his shoulder, checks his rear view, and sees McLaughlin coming. And this is what I'm talking about, the culture that's developing here with this Bryce Drew program.
It's time to get away. It's time to escape. It's a new day to play. Your retreat awaits at Talking Stick Resort. Indulge your appetite for excitement with our thrilling table games, our electrifying slots, our outstanding restaurants, and our exceptional accommodations. It's all waiting for you. It's a new day to play at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
Back at GCU Arena, Lopes on top of the Flames, 70-29. And if Copper State was paying for dunks, well, they'd be out a lot of cash. But for every 3-point shot that the Lopes make, Copper State Credit Union will be making a donation to the Students Inspiring Students Scholarship Foundation. For more information, please go to giving.gcu.edu.
Yeah, January is continuing the same theme from last night. All those dunk package we put together in the pregame show. And one day they're going to get some more between McLaughlin and Miller Moore in this game. They've had some serious dunks in this one. Even the kid, what was it, Jaden Stone? Yep. He had one earlier. Or was it Chance McMillan? He had one of those back-scratching, one-hand jams.
The fourth double-double for Asborn Midgard. 12 points, 10 rebounds. He's taking a breather. As we take a look at the 30 points now for the Flames. The low for the D1 era is 37 by Coppin State back in 2016.
They'll blow through that. I have no doubt about that. It was just interesting. I think Frere just got a, I guess, healthy scratch in the second half. He's over there kind of just enjoying the second half with his teammates on the bench. I guess you get that privilege if you're a senior, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
That's good because, not that I don't love watching Frere play, he was so effective at knocking those threes down early. It's good to be able to see some of these younger guys come in here and play. And an unselfish player like an Oscar Frere, he doesn't mind sitting over there and letting these young guys play. He's having a good time. Who was he talking to? McLaughlin over there? Remember Zador yesterday on the bench? He hardly sat down the whole game. I had to ask him after the ball game, hey, what's your injury? Because you were standing up more than Coach Drew most of the game, and he did say it's his ankle. He's got some problems with his ankle, but you wouldn't have known it the way he was jumping around on the sideline cheering his mates on.
Oh, my. Good Lord. Diving into the concrete.
Did he go full Rodman on this one?
Whoa.
Yeah, pretty good, didn't he? Oh, right, literally into the first row.
Dude, you're up at 50. It's 40. See, I'm not good at math either. Benford near side to Reggie Smith. Badger step back. Okpo. Lloyd comes out, tries to contest Wooten, but man, it's impossible.
They had two guys on him, both kind of backed away just for a split second, and then Wooten makes him pay.
McLaughlin lost the handle. .21 points, 4 of 8 from the arc for Wooten.
Use that bet on him. He's gonna get his 30 points tonight. What do you have the first half? Just 11? Yeah. Kid's just got a knack of scoring that basketball.
Basket credited to London Bedford.
Under 10.5 to go here.
Okpo had some good minutes last night as well. I always like that kid. He's a good young man. I want to see it. I like all these young guys. That's the thing about coaching college basketball. Sometimes you get these pro levels. There's a couple guys you don't like. But the college kids, they're all out there working so hard.
Leon Lloyd.
Lloyd's showing out tonight. He's going for double figures in scoring tonight. If you look at this GCU team, what Coach Drew's got, I mean, he's got a number of cats that ain't scared. I mean, they have confidence. I don't know where that has been gained. Whether you haven't seen them too much in games, but they must be playing these kids and giving them some confidence. Except assistant coaches and the seniors are really pumping these young men up because they step in the game. They ain't showing any hesitation or apprehension. They're playing hard and being productive. Here's another one here.
Lloyd, got a hand on it. Clark with a nice defensive move coming back.
Yeah, and that's what I say about this Flames team. They're down by 40, what'd you say, 40 points, and they still playing hard, hustling back, making the extra hustle to get that block shot.
Inside to McLaughlin off the paint.
Oh, got a little crossed up there defensively. Gabe Mclaughlin wandered right down in front of the rim. Nobody picked him up, and he was able to turn and put that one in the basket.
Clark far side, back out. Benford up over the top, trying to get it to Wooten.
I think Wooten's he's on fumes right now. He's still trying to play hard, but there's not a whole lot in the tank left here in his back-to-back.
Wooden stick for Lloyd. How about Bryce Okpo? Open the arm.
Okpo did the same move last night on an offensive board. He crashes that glass, and watch him crash the glass. And here he doesn't panic. He gets 2 hands on it, doesn't panic, gets a little bit of a drop step, gets into the defensive body, just moves them off their spot and powers it back in.
Timeout called by the Flames.
Flames call a timeout with 8:56 to go. Oops. No doubt improved to 8-3 overall. Plenty of game action for them. Nice to see that, with other teams still struggling with COVID conditions, to just get back on the hardwood. The Elopes will resume conference play, barring any other unforeseen circumstances, January 22nd and 23rd in St. George, Utah, against Dixie State, before returning back here at GCU Arena against the defending champion New Mexico State Aggies. Always a huge matchup. Aggies dealing with COVID conditions in the state of New Mexico. They've been training here in Phoenix. Women's team in action after an opening win over the Lopes yesterday afternoon. We'll be back in action right here at 7 p.m. against Molly Miller and the Lopes.
Have you put eyeballs on Dixie State yet yourself, Barry?
Not yet. No.
I had an opportunity to look at some of their box scores, and the numbers of the box scores don't look bad. I mean, I hope this Lopes team's not going to go half-stepping into that weekend, because you can get, anytime you got to go on the road for action, you can get beat. So they've got to be ready to play.
UTRGV opened up with a win over the Trailblazers. Okpo short, trying to hustle after that loose ball, out of bounds. It was good to see Bryce, when he came back to campus after, last season and being a kid, and you could just see, he needed to add a little bit of muscle. And he came back. Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, I don't know why I was thinking Coach Drew. They had shot that picture of the bench there. I'm like, we're calling him Bryce now, huh? No, Bryce Okpo. Yeah, absolutely. Because this kid played a lot last year. And you would have thought that this year, things didn't go that well for him. He'd hang his head a little bit and not be ready to play when he's getting his minutes.
Yep.
He can make the most of his minutes these last 2 basketball games out there. I like that young man. That takes a lot. He didn't score a lot of points. I think maybe less than maybe a point and a half or something like that last year. But his energy level was important, I thought, to the squad last year. And it's good to see that he's got that same mentality again this year.
You can definitely see he hit the weight room.
Yeah. He's hit the weight room, had his shoulders look a little bit better, adding those biceps in there. That comes with getting in there and sleeping in that gym there, that weight room. Who's the strength and conditioning coach? He told me he was going to put me on a program.
Jordan Jackson. He's going to put you on a program?
Yeah, I got to slim down a little bit. The holidays and the COVID-19, I done found a few pounds over the last year. I had my 4X Packer jersey on. It's never fit so snug. Earlier in this broadcast, I was like, okay, I got to lay off the snacks as I munch on this chocolate chip cookie over here.
We talked about cake earlier.
Yeah, exactly. There's Wooten.
Wooten drives again. Oh, hey, how about Okpo? Tried to get it the second time. Got it on Wooten's attempt. Up over the top. Okpo.
Oh, I hope that young man's not hurt. That's a scary one there when you're coming down on top of somebody. You worry about landing on a shoulder or your neck.
Look at Okpo. Ooh, careful. Badgers. Timeout on the floor. 76-40 is the score. Okpo making his presence known, and certainly in this back-to-back series against the Flames, the point guard has made his presence known too, Javon Blackshear Jr.
Oh, I like Blackshear Jr. This kid's a stud. Doesn't worry about scoring the basketball. He loves to dish the ball. He's a very unselfish player. He's got two real big targets to throw it to down low. It makes him extremely happy now, the addition of midguard. But his ability now to be able to have confidence in his outside shot, they got to honor his outside shot. Now he's being able to find a way to be able to put the ball on the floor and get to the basket. Never playing out of rhythm or position. He's got 6 points. He's got 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Just really does a nice job moving that basketball around.
Take a look at the minutes updated here. 19 for Blackshear, 12 for Dixon. Just 5 for Oscar Freire. He took a seat early. 22 for Labor, and Midgard with 22. A little bit more than last night.
Yeah, a little correction there. I said that Blackshear had 3 assists. Make that 7 assists in this game. So he's really been dishing it tonight. Yeah, 12 Lopes have already scored in this game. We've still got just a couple ticks under 8 minutes to go. So we talk about some of these young guys not always getting an opportunity to play. Well, they're getting an opportunity to play. They are making the most of that. That's the one thing. After my first year in Chicago, I really got a chance to play. I averaged 2.5 points on the season, Barry. but when I got my opportunities, I didn't mess up assignments. I set the proper screens. I was in the proper place. So as the season kept going along, we got in the playoffs. All of a sudden, you go from playing 4 or 5 minutes. Now you're playing 20 minutes in the NBA Finals.
Wow.
So you always got to keep working because those coaches are always watching.
McMillan looking to drive. Floater up off the glass. Talking about team chemistry, we've seen it here really build in the last 2 games. Obviously, decisive victories help, but Kate, you've obviously got more. You talked to Bryce Drew coming off at halftime for each of these games.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just kind of echoing what Scott said, and we touched on it a little in pregame too. But, you know, these guys are putting in the hard work at the gym every day. You know, if you're not the starting 5, you're trying to help the starting 5 and the backups you're trying to be their strong supporting cast. Be a body for them to go up against at practice. And then they get to go out there in these types of games and, you know, show that hard work in the gym. It pays off in this game time situation like that.
Got a nice little extra pass that time.
And then you see that reaction from the bench, I think, too, after each of those shots, too. I think that was something that stood out to us yesterday when we watched Spry come in. The crowd, the limited crowd got so excited. And then when he hit that 3, the entire bench, the starters on their feet cheering on their teammate. And Scott, I mean, I think you can probably expand on that. What's that mean for the team chemistry, and how key is that to have that showing up here in January when you go into tournament play and such in March?
Oh, it's really key. I mean, and not only are they scoring, they're helping one another score. There's another extra pass. I mean, it was Stone that gave Miller a pass one time, and now McMillan, he makes a pass, gives Okpo a pass. It becomes an infectious, you know, I want to help my teammate before I get my own game off because I know they'll help me. Ethan Spry getting ready to check back in this game.
It's a birthday boy.
Yeah, the birthday boy.
Oh,
He's
here we
20
go.
years old.
Chance McMillan.
They're having some fun. 45-point advantage. 5 minutes and 45 seconds to go. And just all the kids having some fun. And I'm not trying to, you know, make light of what the Flames are done because they're undermanned. They don't have the ability of this D1 basketball club, and they continue to play hard. But I like the way the GCU's playing their game, but they're not trying to rub it in the Flames' face. They're out there and playing hard. They're competing. They're getting their steals. They're getting their dunks. But they're not all up in the other guy's face. They're doing it in a classy way, and that's what you would expect from a Bryce Drew team.
GCU bench has 49 points. Okpo back out. Smith 3. Good. Wow.
Smith, McMillan, Stone, Okpo. Is Ethan? Did he get in? Yeah. So Spry's in there. They got to work him the ball. It's his birthday. I can find a way to run a couple plays for him, or at least let the ball find his hand so he can get more than 3 or 4 shots tonight. Let him get 5 or 6 shots in 5 minutes.
Wooten gets some help.
What's Wooten got tonight? He was quiet for about 10-minute stretch there. I think he was out of gas. Oh, he has 26. Okay, 4 more, and then I'll have to pay up. But
in the corner, not there. Keeping it alive and pushing it out. Liam Lloyd all over the place. Liam Lloyd!
You make a great play, get on the offensive glass, and then you run back out to the 3-point line and get yourself your own 3. And then go down and get a defensive board. I think they're looking for Spry this time.
Maybe not! Rashad Smith!
Rashad Smith, he's kind of one of these point-a-minute guys, isn't he? He gets in there, he makes things happen.
Woo! 93-42, the Lopes over the Flames. Leave little doubt.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
From reimagining the way you work to reassessing what you need, you've changed the way you do business. And now, so have we. With no annual contracts and flexible internet and voice solutions, you'll have what you need to get back to business. Rethink, reconnect, reimagine. Switch to Cox Business today.
20 points for GCU. They're going to be improved to 8-3 on the season. 93-42 the score with 4:06 remaining. Scott Williams Packers getting their points that they need. 16-3 the score.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. Aaron Rodgers got a rushing touchdown in this one. Would be 17-3, but they bobbled the snap on the extra point and left one on the field there.
Later, it'll be the Bills hosting the Ravens.
Your Bills, right?
Josh Allen against Lamar Jackson.
That's the one I want to watch.
Clark from the corner off the mark. Lloyd with the rebound. Liam having a solid afternoon. Foul. The Browns at the Chiefs tomorrow.
Who you got
followed
that
by the Bucks and the Saints.
You think you got to be the Chiefs, right?
Chiefs, yeah.
Chiefs at home, fresh, rested. Browns happy to be, I think they're just happy to have gotten to the playoffs and super happy they beat their arch rival Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. Yeah, they got up to that, 10-0 start and just fell off. And then who's
Breeze and Brady, Saints and Bucks.
Oh.
The elder statesman.
I don't know. I'm not a Tom Brady fan.
Wow.
No, I'm not a Tom Brady fan. He's too pretty, and he got a hot wife. Yeah, 5 championship
Seems
rings.
a little petty.
I'm a hater. Absolutely, I'm a Brady hater.
Something about 6 rings.
Third personal, 17 foul.
I don't know.
That puts the Lopes over the team foul limit.
Be interesting. Breeze.
Yeah, I want to see what happens.
A lot better than they did earlier this season when the Saints rolled all over them.
Yeah, I do want to see what Brady can do in a different system. You know, if he can get this team in a different system into the Super Bowl, that would be. I guess I'd have to stop hating. I have to tip my cap to him. They had so many weird things there, you know, with Spygate and the inflation of footballs and all those other things. They were easy to hate while they were winning. It was easy to say, well, they're only won because they were filming the other team. They only won because they had deflated balls. But
Ray Curtis in the game. Ray Curtis. Oh, he almost.
Went full Michael Jordan on that one there, didn't he?
In?
Where he takes the contact and still flips the ball into the bucket there.
First personal. 15 foul. Race Curtis to shoot 2.
Liam Lloyd with a double-double, 12 points and 10 rebounds.
Double-double off the bench in limited minutes. Yeah. Impressive. Come on, Ray, knock these free throws down.
No pressure.
He's one of those guys that probably knocks down 89 out of 90, or in practice, 89 or 90 out of 100 in practice. And you get in the game, and you get a little nervous. You're like, hey, that little extra push with the ball there.
Wooten attempting a lot of long-distance shots, trying to get it into Ethan Spry was Gertis. Flames will inbound. Under 3 to go. So Lloyd, Gertis, Spry, Oakbow, and Chance McMillan on the court for GCU. Wooten. All the way out, Porta, Benford. Looking left, gets back out. Wooten drives through the paint, lost the handle. Porta able to pick it up. Long distance shot, off the mark, but Wooten's there. Hand on it, underneath, Wooten battling through.
Oh my goodness, that man deserved that bucket after everything he did. Between the pass, the shot, going back in and getting the offensive board.
Oh, poor Ray.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that not the third or fourth time this year that we have seen the ball lodged between the backboard and the rim?
Yep.
I'm going to get one of those a year. I think I want to say that's 3. 3 times now.
Got to get that logo it's upside down, though. But a great hesitation in the corner, letting the Flames player go by, uncontested.
I've done that a few times.
Shooting threes?
No, but shooting outside shots where shot them so poorly where they've wedged between the backboard and the rim like that. Also, I don't think that one is as bad as shooting the air ball from the free throw line, because literally you have nobody around you. And that one there is like there's not a hole deep enough
I think that's
before you know what to jump into. Yeah.
Everybody's watching.
Everybody's watching. And your teammates, they try not to laugh, but you know you're going to get it. As soon as that final buzzer goes, they're going to give it to you.
Doesn't go for McMillan, but how about Ethan Spry to Oakbow? Back out to McMillan. Good hustle. Lloyd in the corner. Bam!
Liam Lloyd having a career night for sure. What can you say about the hustle this bench bunch here have provided in this basketball game? At halftime, at least for about 5 minutes ago in the first half, you didn't think this team was going to crack 100 points like they did last night. And they went on that big run to end the half, and they have not looked back. They're going to crack 100 points again tonight, most likely.
Wooten's got 30.
Oh, did he just drop his 30th in when I'm going to run my mouth? Oh, man, that cost me. Well, what an amazing player. Come back after going 38 minutes and 39 points last night, come back and drop 30 again in very difficult situations.
Under a minute to go, Ethan Spry, birthday boy.
He'll get another shot. He got the one last night, so he's going to get one more.
Way beyond the arc. Millen. Spry down low. Lloyd. Gertis. Gertis drives. Stops. Off the glass and in. Rafe Gertis.
That was nice. He got his man on his hip. Kept the ball in the right hand so it wouldn't get blocked, and softly off the glass. Think Wooten's going to shoot one more?
Sure. Last one.
You're going to shoot it from half court?
Yep.
Oh, is that what he's doing? Making sure the Lopes don't get 100? He's going to dribble out the game? No, he's going to shoot it from half court.
Bombs away.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is
Lopes won it 98-47.
Well, the best thing about this is they fill that gap in the schedule. Everybody got a chance to play. Everybody got a chance to compete tonight. And most everybody played well. So you can get back in that lab now. Go get ready to get 2 on the road.
So good for the team to get back on the court. Obviously, team chemistry the last 2 days. Everybody participated. Shooting percentage, 70% last night, 55% here this afternoon. As the both teams gather at center court, as has become a tradition under head coach Bryce Drew for a post-game prayer.
Yeah, could use an extra word. This is a good tradition to start, especially in the era of COVID-19. Wish these guys travel on the highways back across state lines into California.
Coach Schilling leading it this afternoon. And a couple of Lopes going over to talk to Wooten. Fist bumps, man. Respect for number 23.
A lot of respect, yes.
Wow.
A lot of respect for all those Flames,
what a player.
But especially Wooten. He earned those peanut butter and jelly sandwiches they're going to put in his bag afterwards for that trip back. That was one heck of a performance in back-to-back games.
Yeah, Wooten 39 last night, 30 this afternoon, but a big afternoon for Liam Lloyd. He'll send it down to Kate Longworth.
All right, Liam, doing a little much-due celebration with your teammates, much deserved, and you follow up last night's 20 minutes with another 21 minutes tonight, and 15 points, 10 rebounds. What was working for you the last couple of nights? It looks like you were having a lot of fun out on the court.
No, yeah, every day I get an opportunity to play. I just have as much fun as I can, and I was having fun with my teammates and playing hard. I got a lot of rebounds and I was just having fun.
Yeah, and you put a lot of time, effort, and work into those practices. So what did it mean to you this weekend to go out there and see significant time in game action?
Coach gave me an opportunity to play a lot, and I just tried to take full advantage of it and play as hard as I could.
And you used the word fun. We could see it out there. We could feel it with this team. How is the chemistry coming along? You guys have already had your first conference road trip. You're hitting the road again. And then after this weekend, where everyone's getting some time to be out there, play, cheer each other on, where would you say this team's chemistry is at right now?
I think we have a really special group of guys. We have a good bond off the court, and I think that definitely carries over to the game. And we just have a lot of fun together.
What have you learned about the game of basketball? Obviously, your dad has a lot of experience in this game as well, the associate head coach with #1 Gonzaga. What has he taught you from the game? And then what are you also learning from Coach Drew? He also comes from a big basketball family.
Oh, yeah, with my father, he just tells me to play hard every time I get the opportunity to play and take advantage of the minutes I get. And Coach Drew just tells me to play hard and take the smart shots and play within the team. And I just try to listen to both of them and take what I can from both.
Oh, it's working. Congratulations on a great weekend. We wish you safe travels. Come back with a couple more wins, and we'll see you on the 29th.
Thank you so much.
All right. It was a big day for the Lopes, and they got the job done. And look at Liam Lloyd. He went in there today, 21 minutes, 15 points, 10 rebounds. For GCU to finish things off with this back-to-back series with Bethesda. Today's final 98-47 over the Flames. We'll be right back to close this one out.
I'm personal injury attorney James Bergener. Accidents can happen. If something happens to you or your family, call me. My firm and I will take you by the hand and guide you through everything. You see, personal injuries are just that. They're personal. You're not a number. You're more than just a name. This is your life. At my firm, each case is professionally and personally tailored to you. So if you've been injured, I've got your back. Call me now for a free consultation.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Lopes over the Flames 98-47. It was definitely a highlight last couple of games against the Flames. Dunk City, baby.
It was Dunk City for sure. There'd be lobs off the backboard or just guys sprinting down in transition or flying out of the corner. They did it in a variety of different ways. 2 hands, 1 hand, the back scratchers. They had some fun out there. It was like a layup line.
It definitely was a lot of fun.
That one might have been my favorite because I didn't know little McMillan had that kind of rise, and he went up there
He definitely had some lift.
Yeah, he waved Miller Moore off the side and said, no, I got this one myself.
Just step back. I'll show you how to do it.
That's right.
John Miller had a night last night for it, but, man, you can see the smiles on this team. Obviously, the level of opponent was not at what they're accustomed to at WAC caliber. They're going to have to ratchet it up now at Dixie State, and definitely from New Mexico State. They can't be sloppy. They're not going to be uncontested shots against the likes of the Aggies coming up later this month.
The biggest thing about this game, the chemistry gets to come up. Yeah. They understand how they need to start a game with that type of energy that they had. I mean, they're not going to go out and shoot 77% in a half against Dixie State, but they're going to continue to pound the ball inside, take advantage of their opportunities of having those big 2 7-footers down there, and be able to apply that pressure defense, create those opportunities to get out and run. They're used to the spacing, the timing. They know where their guys are going to be. It's going to serve them well on the road.
Well, Kate talked to Liam Lloyd, who had a phenomenal double with 15 points. Our Copper State Credit Union player of the game is the other gentleman with a double with 12 points and 10 boards, Ashmorn Midgard, who continues to pour it on.
Using that size around the basket extremely well. I like the fact that he can rebound the ball outside of space. He doesn't only get a guy 7 feet, 270 pounds. It's almost like they have to glue on their shoes. But this guy really moves his feet well. He slides laterally real well, utilizes a number of good footwork, spin moves around the basket. 22 minutes today. I even like that. Ability to be able to go out and block a shot, and I can say it time and time again, but when he catches the ball, he gets it up quick so the little guys can't strip it away from him, and he plays with power above the rim.
Yeah. Talking about playing with power, playing with enthusiasm, you could perhaps see that he is a coach's son. Liam Lloyd, phenomenal energy all over the court today.
Well, I guess his father has given him some of the best advice you could possibly give any player, is to play hard whenever you're on the floor. It gives an opportunity to make the most of your minutes. The ball finds energy. And if you play with energy, the ball's going to find you. Good things are going to happen. I remember the last one. He got the offensive rebound. He pushes it back out. He circles back out to the three-point line and knocks down a shot. Ball finds energy. So, I mean, understanding the system is one thing, the X's and O's, but you got to go out there and provide that energy, provide that hustle, and then a good thing's going to happen.
And be in the right spot at the right time, like you're mentioning. Positionally, he was in the right place at the right times. Let's revisit the 3 keys brought to you by Sanderson Ford.
Yeah, they lather, rinse, repeat. They pretty much did the same thing. They owned themselves on the fast break, points in the paint, dominated the airways once again. They respected the game. Didn't get off to a great start in this basketball game because they didn't shoot the ball as good as they did with the 67 points they had on Friday night, but they had a big run to end the half because they kept at it, blew the game open there, going into the locker room and continued that momentum in the second half, and then we are family. Yep. Remember that old Sister Sledge song?
Oh, yeah, I do.
I got all my sisters with me. That strength in numbers. 13 guys scoring tonight. That's the Drew culture.
Yeah, no doubt. The last 2 have enhanced that culture that they're trying to instill with this team. But now you need to take a deep breath, right? As we mentioned off the top here, you need to put it all into perspective.
Right.
You need to get back on that practice floor and get ready for conference play to resume.
That's the great thing about having the staff that they got, all that Power 5 experience. They're going to let these guys enjoy this one today, maybe even into Sunday. But come Monday, going to crack that whip again, get them back into focus and getting ready for better competition.
Yeah, talk about getting back into focus. How about the upcoming schedule? Dixie State, the other newest member this season, along with Tarleton State. The Lopes victorious in Stephenville. They'll head up to St. George just January 22nd and January 23rd before returning right here at GCU Arena January 29th and January 30th against the defending champion Aggies from New Mexico State. But that'll do it from here at GCU Arena, where this afternoon the Lopes beat Bethesda 98-47. Please join us again Friday, January 29th, 6:30 p.m. Kate will have the pregame show as the Lopes take on New Mexico State. But until then, for Kate Long, Scott Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Barry Buchel, wishing you a wonderful, wonderful Saturday night.